Good day, everyone, and welcome to another exciting vocab lesson. This is Mr. Stitt, and today we're going to go over week 20 for my 8th grade students. Here's a list of the words this week: bicker, stifle, digress, strive, comprehend, and abolish. So let's jump into the first word this week. The first word this week is bicker, which is a verb, so it's something that people do, and it means to engage in petulant or peevish argument, or to wrangle. So when people bicker, they're arguing, but the key with bickering is that the argument tends to be on a topic that's not very important. So it's a petty argument. It's a silly argument. It's not very important. So if my wife and I were bickering about which TV show is better, that's not a very important argument. It's not like two governments arguing over how to best protect refugees who are fleeing from violent warfare, right? Us arguing about two television shows is not very important. So we're just bickering. Oftentimes bickering has a negative connotation too, because it signifies that people are arguing just for the sake of annoying each other or getting on each other's nerves. So when you argue with someone, try not to bicker. It's kind of rude and disrespectful. Make sure you're fighting for the right reasons. So synonyms of this word would be disagree, quarrel, quibble, squabble, fight, and argue. Bicker. The next word this week is stifle. Stifle. Now this is also a verb, so it's an action. It's something that you do, or frequently, more commonly, it's something that's done to you, usually by a government or a large organization of some kind. And it means to quell, crush, or end by force. So oftentimes a government might stifle an uprising of militant soldiers. If there's a little militia that's trying to rise up against the government, sometimes the government will stifle that or crush it. Stifle also means to suppress, curb, or withhold, to kill by impending respiration, or to smother. So you can literally stifle somebody by choking them to death, or stifling can also mean, say you wrote something in a newspaper that was against the government. The government might come in and stifle what you had to say, or censor what you had to say. So it's anytime you stop someone from doing something. Synonyms of this word would be muzzle, silence, smother, strangle, suffocate, and suppress, stifle. The next word this week is digress. Digress is a verb, and it means to deviate or wander away from the main topic or purpose in speaking or writing, to depart from the principal line of argument, plot, or study. So I have an interesting picture here. I have kind of a trail that's maybe like if you think about if you go to a national park and you're hiking on a trail, there's the established trail, right? The one that the park ranger has fixed for you. But now this man up here with his dog is now off the trail. He's digressing from the original trail. And that's what we do when we digress. We go off topic. We don't stick to the original point. And this usually happens in a conversation or an argument where you have one solid line of conversation or reasoning, but somebody wants to take it into a different direction. They want to digress or get off topic. Sometimes students do this in a classroom with a teacher. They try to get the teacher off topic and then waste time. Sometimes you do this with your friends. If you don't like what they're talking about, you might digress and change the subject. So synonyms of this would be meander, veer, drift, roam, swerve, and wander, digress. The next word this week is strive, and you're probably very familiar with this word. Strive is a verb, so it's something that you do, and it means to exert oneself vigorously, to try hard, to make strenuous efforts towards any goal. Now I have here a graduation cap, and I have someone climbing the ladder staircase of success. So this person is striving to earn their degree, or striving to gain an education. But you can strive in a job. You can strive for a better job. You can strive in a sport if you want to make the team or you want to get to a professional type of sporting. You can strive in a relationship. Maybe you strive to meet that perfect person. So anytime you're working hard towards something that you want. So synonyms of this would be aim, endeavor, go all out, seek, and challenge, strive. The next word this week is comprehend. Comprehend. Now you've been in school for so many years now, you've probably heard this word a million times. And it's a verb which means to understand the nature or meaning of, grasp with the mind, to perceive. So sometimes if your teacher asks you to read something, They will then ask you to comprehend what you read, to think about or to grasp in your mind what is it that you just learned. Sometimes when you watch a funny video, a silly video, you instantly comprehend why it's so funny. You know in your mind. Other times, you might be in a conversation with someone, maybe your parents or an adult, where you can't comprehend what they're trying to ask you to do. Maybe what they're saying is confusing or just really above your level, and so it's difficult to comprehend. So synonyms of this word would be appreciate, assimilate, discern, grasp, know, and perceive, comprehend. The next word this week is abolish. Abolish. And this again is another verb, and it means to do away with, to put an end to annul, or to make void. And I have this classic slide here from a show that you might be familiar with, Looney Tunes. And abolish means to end something. So at the end of every Looney Tunes episode, they have this classic symbol for the end. We've abolished many things in this country, primarily of which was slavery. We abolished slavery, and that was a big deal in America because it freed all enslaved people. We've abolished certain laws throughout time. You might have abolished things in your bedroom when your mom asked you to clean up. You might have thrown away trash or put an end to the clutter. So abolish also means cancel, dissolve, repeal, revoke, suppress, and wipe out. Abolish. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Here's a list of the words for my 8th grade students, week 20 this week. Bicker, stifle, digress, strive, comprehend, and abolish. Well, thanks so much for joining us. I hope to see you next time. Bye.